As parents of 6 girls, including 9-year-old quintuplets, Danielle and Adam Busby often feel like they have no one to relate to. On this week's episode of Outdaughtered, that was far from true. On the June 18 episode, the couple brought daughters Blayke, 13, and quintuplets Riley, Hazel, Ava, Olivia, and Parker to a meetup with 2 other families of multiples. They met Jason and Brittany, who are parents to 9-year-old quadruplet daughters, and Danny and Mandy, who have 4-year-old twin boys and 1.5-year-old triplets. It was so freeing, Adam, 42, said of being around parents in a similar situation. You could totally let your guard down around these people because they completely understand. I had a blast meeting these other parents with multiples. I mean, I was more concerned that okay, this is just like one more thing added to our list of things that got to get done this week, he said in a confessional. But I saw it as a net positive, and the kids had an absolute blast for sure. While Danny and Mandy's twins, Beckett and Benson, and triplets, Cole, Boston, and Baylor, largely hung around the parents, the Busby quintuplets spent the afternoon with the other quadruplets, Elle, Remy, Kylie, and Landry. It was fun meeting multiples like us, Ava said in a confessional, and her twin, Olivia, agreed, calling the day fun. Riley, meanwhile, was a bit surprised by the outing. I thought we were the only ones, she said of meeting other multiples. It really was something I feel like we probably all needed, Danielle, 40, said in a confessional. All 3 families probably needed a little bit of that, like we're not in it alone type of thing. She told the other moms the same thing. This has been fun. I've always felt like no one gets me, like no one understands my life. Mandy and Brittany both agreed, and Danielle shared how high stress she's been lately with them. I'm changing something this year. I like to stay busy. I like to be working, and it's hard for me to stop, but you're going to get burnt out. So I need to lessen stress. I've got to hire people to keep up with the house, so I can focus on just, my sanity, I think. In a confessional, Danielle admitted that it was comforting to hear that her fellow moms are struggling like she is. Talking with Brittany and Mandy just about what is it that they need for their own mental health and their own therapy, it makes me feel okay that I need that too. As alone as I feel, I'm actually not the only one, said. Brittany then added, I think that's good that you're doing that, and it sets a good example for your kids. Danielle Busby is working on putting herself first. The Outdaughtered star, 40, attends therapy for the first time in People's exclusive look at the June 18 episode, and she opens up about how hard it is for her to juggle her own mental health while being a mom of 6. I think sometimes a lot of people are afraid, because they think if I start crying, I don't know how to stop, the therapist says. I don't like to do it, Danielle replies, as the therapist reminds her, you have to put yourself first. If you fly on any plane, they're going to tell you, put the oxygen mask on yourself before you assist anybody else. Same thing in life, you know what I mean, the therapist adds. In a confessional, Danielle admits, I'm not even sure I know how to put my oxygen mask on first before I do for my children. She and her husband, Adam Busby, share daughters Blayke, 13, and quintuplet 9-year-olds Parker, Riley, Ava, Olivia, and Hazel. Danielle knows she wants to be mentally, physically well-rounded for my family, and starting to explore therapy is part of that journey, she explains. But I don't know really what that would look like, and I'm not even sure how long it takes to get there and what I need to do, she says. I mean, I'm turning 40 this year, and that's 40 years of feelings, she adds. That's a lot of therapy. On this season of Outdaughtered, Danielle and Adam have been struggling to juggle all of their competing responsibilities, from the girls' ever-growing lists of extracurricular activities to the demands of their jobs. Hiring a nanny, or some kind of help, has been on their minds, but problems continue to arise despite their best efforts. On the June 4 episode, Danielle's autoimmune disorder flared up due to the stress of trying to find an extra set of hands, leaving her bedridden and Adam alone to wrangle the girls to school. For her to have a bad day, like any given day, I have to be prepared all the time, Adam said. You just never know when it's going to hit. It's frustrating, but I don't want her to think I'm frustrated at her. I'm frustrated with this situation that Life adds up fast when you're the parents of 6 girls, and it's exacerbated when you have quintuplet daughters. For Outdaughtered stars Adam and Danielle Busby, that's just reality. They've been filming the TLC series since 2016, just months after Danielle, 40, gave birth to the nation's first set of all-girl quintuplets: Ava, Olivia, Parker, Hazel, and Riley. Along with the now 9-year-old Quince, they also share 13-year-old Blayke, and Outdaughtered captures the Busby family's oftentimes chaotic daily life. As Adam, 42, tells PUPL, "We're not afraid to show the bad with the good." Among the challenges that arise for him and his wife is the staggering costs associated with having 5 daughters who are all the same age. A good example is, when we're looking at summer camps, and it's $2,000 for them to go to this summer camp for 5 days, Danielle says, referencing how quickly the total adds up when all 5 of the girls want to attend. That's just a day camp, versus the $250 or $300 that one parent might spend. There's a big difference of like, hey, let me send my kid to this camp. That's $2,500 for 5 days. That's outrageous, she continues. The couple's solution isn't to stop the girls from attending, because they love to go, but rather to try to find budget-friendly ones. But it's the simple things, even like school lunch. Yeah, we pack lunches, but there's days where they eat school lunch, and so it's what, $2 a day or something like that. But in our world, if they're all eating, that's anywhere from $10 to $15 a day. For a crappy school lunch, Danielle shares, it's small little things. During the currently airing 10th season of Outdaughtered, the Quints visited the orthodontist for the first time, leading to a staggering discovery for Danielle. The girls will need roughly $35,000 of dental work to fix their teeth. That's insane, she said in the episode. As Riley said, that's a lot of money. As the girls get older and costs pile up, other things are changing in the Busby household. We try to let the kids be kids, and if they want to film and be engaged today, or if Blayke's not feeling it, that's fine. Danielle says of how they navigate filming these days. We have to feed around that, and that's how it's going to keep it healthy for our children. Adam adds that season 10 was pretty difficult to film because all the girls were so involved in extracurricular activities and just different sporting things and dance, and Blayke made multiple school sports teams, and so she was doing something pretty much every evening. And so it made it really difficult because you're like, okay, when are we going to film the show? It's a piece of our life. It's not the whole aspect of our life. And we don't live life just because of the TV show, but we love having an outlet to share, Danielle says, and we are real as possible. So you see the bitterness and the cattiness and the family struggle, but that's just real stuff. And a lot of it too it's fun to us in a sense, but also it is hard. It's very hard to film a TV show, but we're still trying